Manor of Lord Aldia, the elder brother of King Vendrick and co-founder of the Kingdom of Dranley. Aldia became increasingly absorbed in his macabre experiments, until finally Vendrick confined him to the manor. But the experiments continued. Those invited to Aldia's keep disappeared without a trace, and were gradually replaced by hideous creatures that wandered the manor's halls.
Oh God, oh man!
That's how we're doing here today. Now, that's gonna happen probably another time because, look, you all saw that, right? How that mimic straight up killed me even though I came up behind it and just whack. Hey look, I did it again! And I'm dead! No, I got a little bit of sliver. Oh, that was close, wasn't it? So, hi everyone, it's been a little bit on the Souls games. It's Combo. And we're at about what I like to think is the twilight of this playthrough. Not counting the DLC, the vanilla game is getting closer and closer to bare. After a few divvies and sidetracks, we'll probably be able to get to the end of the game itself relatively soon here. But I think I'm going to expand into the DLC before I finish things off at the Throne of Want. In the meantime, let's talk about this weird fucking place. I really like Aldia's Keep. It's a fun place. Sort of. Oh, this is me just showing off how your character's stance changes when he's low on health. Or as I like to call it, Geralt of Rivia tired. You know, we all like that. Where your action character kind of just looks like they don't want to be there and they're just a little bit... I need more coffee. And they just do that sort of thing. I really like that. That's fun. But Aldia's Keeps a den of weirdos being weird. And I really like this area. It's not good for farming. But once you realize that it has some tricks up its sleeve and you figure out what those are, not so bad. Now, I am a little bit sad because I did miss an opportunity here. Normally, if you continue Lucatiel of Mira's quest line, you'll be able to have her come in and join in the fight against this phantom. Because this phantom that's invading is Aslatiel of Mira, which is Lucatiel's brother. AKA just a male model of Lucatiel. He did great. He was doing real good. I felt that he was a strong fight, probably one of the best. Yeah, rip and tear until it is done. We will have to come back. I have to say this too. We will have to come back on a later episode because I now realize that in this footage, there are some things I did not get to. But we'll work our way out from there. Sexy door opening in a From Software game. Never seen that before. Now here's a big stone dragon. And an otherwise empty hall. Well, that's kind of neat aesthetic if everything weren't the same color. Kinda monochromatic if you ask me. Oh, hi, dead body. He had like $5 on him. Sad. Need a bit more than that. Also, if you're ballsy, anytime you see anything that says, don't you dare, dare. Except for this. Do not throw this lever. You will have a bad time. Not recommended. Don't do it. This one is the true you don't dare. So if you go all the way down here, little Nevlon just hanging out. Hey, nerd.
Please. No, please, don't come near me. Nothing good will come of it. Just leave me alone, please. Leave this place and leave me be. Please. Please.
Now, the reason we're having this conversation is if you look at my health bar and my face, I am still human. Once I die and go hollow, we'll have a little bit different of a conversation with the good fellow. In the meantime, let's keep looking around. Yeah. So once you obfuscate yourself up to another level, you see more bones where the dragon is laying. You'll see a long section of hallway with one of these red boys. Nearly kill me because I am embarrassing. Glug-a-lug-a-dug-dug. Trust no chest you ever see here. Except for this one. He's a good boy. See, I'm way too trusting of chests in this game. Probably because I can't see chains if it's a metal chest. Like, big fuck you to that guy who said, hey, what if we made mimics even harder to recognize? Good job, bud. Good job. You've earned my ire. I kind of like that the Miranite shields are now just decorations. And out comes little Miranite boys who are really slow and unable to turn around for some reason. Much obliged, free XP. Strange weirdo. Poor guy got about halved and halved here. Looks like a noob Cybot fatality. Or a Quan Chi one from MKX. Who's there? Hello? Ooh, Gutso. I think I parried this one. I can't remember. Oh, hey, he actually moves around, too. Yeah, I parried him. But I failed the parry. At least he died. That's a plus. Those are actually kind of styling for decoration. I enjoy that. So trusting to chests, am I? What a fool, me in the past. Okay, another slow boat. I really like that R2 follow-up. It's just such a berserk. Big Gutso. Big Gutsu. With his Dragon Slayer. Swang swang. Rip and tear until it is done. Very pretty. We like. And I do like Bony Boy here. He's kind of fun. I do have to transverse a little bit more, though, so I forget. Ah, there's the upper stairway. We climb up this guy. Making our way downtown, going fast, making it last. Big Basilisk is why you see a lot of bones around. And I don't believe there's any worth to unpetrifying those guys, but unpetrifying Big Man down here, yeah, it's a good thing to do, I think. I forget what the reward is. I think he just pushes some of the skeleton out of the way. Because it turns out that these big ogre boys are very useful in obscene ways. Just have to lead them a little bit. Big weapons are not ideal for fighting them, though. You need something that'll keep you clear. Too many times in Dark Souls 2 that big, sexy, good weapons just end up killing me. Thus, why I keep Ricard's rapier for hooky good. On an upside, as my character's developed into more of an edgier persona, he's also turned into a soft hexer of sorts. So that's been very nice. I guess there was no benefit to unpetrifying that man. Oh, and visions of quite something. It's just looking at that ogre's ass. What's up, From Software community people? Why you gotta be like that? Looking at some big ogre booty. Yeah. That's like just looking at a basketball. Or two of them. Covered in shit. I guess some people are into that. That's kind of weird. Okay, just gotta fuck this big lizard. My big throbbing dong. Man, I should keep a little Brazzers logo next to my soul counter. Crass jokes 101. Try tongue. Hopefully not. I think that just about covers it here. Is there another chest? Oh, yep, it looks to be so. Okay, we're good. Oh, bonfire aesthetics. Jesus. Now again, if you're mostly confident that you can handle PvP, or that you've got big weapon and or a friend, yeah, light the torches. Because it'll summon a random red phantom who will come in and go, "Excuse me, sounded the police." This was me getting a little ballsy and just going, okay, how about we use all of them? Oh yeah, that's right, it's a forlorn. Man, the scythe one's a Oh, he took a lot less damage than wanted or expected. Luckily, Big Bull Shield Man's a very good friend to keep on situations like those. We like him. And this is me wasting my time by going all the way back. Lighting a torch because my flame butterflies are going through like crazy at the later end of this playthrough. I just eat shit tons of those. But yeah. I'm not really sure what to make of the build I'm doing, because it seems like, to me at least, I'm kind of just syncing numbers to their soft caps, and now I'm looking for hard caps. Like, I'm probably going to start just leveling magic and health off and on, because my melee damage I'm pretty satisfied with. Granted, I'm using a +5 Black Knight Greatsword, so I feel like that's a pretty satisfying means to an end. Why would you ever just try to block with only a weapon? You dumb stupid. Oh no, I'm almost out of coffee. My girlfriend, who came back from Costa Rica before the lockdown occurred, she brought me back some Costa Rican coffee, and I have been spoiled. Very spoiled by it. Oh. There we go, I'm back. Sorry about that. Just had to check the weather. I have work later today, but I was wanting to double check on things. Because I'm under a severe thunderstorm warning where I'm at. And I was thinking, I might have to go somewhere. Better check and see if I can actually do that, given my lack of vehicular transportation. I don't own a car. Holding a torch up in broad daylight, it's me, nearsighted adventurer. Bada boom, bada bum boom. Retracking my steps. Oh. Backtrack, backtrack. That's right. Bum 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 bum. Ooh, I'm excited. Given the way of the world and the strange prices one can find, I recently ordered a physical copy of Neo 2 on Amazon. I don't know if the deal's still going, but when I bought it, it was exactly 32 doll hairs? Given that it's not on sale on the PlayStation Store, and you can find that in other places like Walmart and such for about 30 bucks, I'd say that's a pretty nice deal there. So I recommend looking that up. I'm interested to play that, especially now it's going full RPG and you're not stuck playing as some strange, like, Irish samurai warlord wizard man. Okay, but back to DS2. See this painting? Oh, look! Dragon Acolyte! What's the lore description from an outdated source reference say about them? Acolytes of Aldia, responsible for the rituals and experiments performed behind closed doors at the manor. Some of Drangleg's greatest minds gathered in Aldia to conduct highly secret research, but it is rumored that an unknown force may have been manipulating them throughout the process. The hideous abominations produced by their efforts would seem to collaborate this theory, but the precise goal of their research remains unknown because it's vague, undefined, and something we don't want to talk about. Now, you'll notice as you traverse the area in the dark that it seems kind of spooky that way, and that there's all sorts of bad things on the top. You'd be correct. In fact, a lot of the enemy placements that are put up there are from creatures that have been moved out of their original area, such as a weird hulking boy up there, and a couple mimics. Now, these acolytes, they're just a bunch of nerds. They're the Souls equivalent of funny, weird, quirky scientist boys with their little egg-colored lab coats. And they're acolytes to Dragon Research, which corroborates to a theory that Aldia made a certain NPC that'll be coming up. But I'll discuss that when we get a little bit closer to it. It's also like one of the worst boss fights in the game. Ooh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that there's descriptors for the other creatures that we came across here. So, aside from the Forlorn, let's go ahead and talk about that. So, remember those looking glass phantoms? Yeah, we've got a little bit of read on them. The looking glass phantom description reads, reflections residing in a dimension within the King's Mirror. They can cross over to the worlds of the living through the glass, but for what purpose? Do they seek to replace those originally cast in them? Oh, so it's kind of like that one really shitty story from Ghost Stories, or R.L. Stine Goosebumps novel. Well, isn't that just da-da-da novel? And Aslatiel. Let's read about Aslatiel. Elder brother of Lucatiel of Mira, known as one of Mira's greatest swordsmen, but became afflicted with the undead curse and set out for Tranlaic in search of a cure. He has never been heard from again, and his fate and whereabouts were unknown until now. So he literally shares the same motivation we do, but oh boy, at least he has a name and where he's from. We don't get that much. Now, fun fact about this area that we're in right now, I guess the NPCs aren't affected by it in, well, his world, or he is and he doesn't care. But this fluid that those really rotten doggos from the not Blight Town, the fucking gutter, this area they're in, just like those funny pots, creates corrosive damage. So just unequip every clothing item you have if you want to live through here. Do what I did, find a means of zoning out and picking off those doggos one by one, or just lure them out. Come in here, get bare ass naked, get everything around for that, and then change as soon as possible. I don't think anything came to attack me after I came through, so you should be pretty safe there. Now, the sorcerer, Navlon, the one I referenced before that will talk to us differently if we're hollow. Well, I should mention that if you do let him out, he has this two-face feature. He'll talk to you in a manner and give you a side quest for you to work on if you choose to be hollow and talk to him. If you let him out, he'll still be friendly for a time, and you can still do your side quest. However, he will invade your world at 3 very inauspicious and unfriendly times and places. It'll suck, and it'll make your life difficult. So, that description reads as follows. For Navlon, to do something in the term of Voldemort, to quote, a former sorcerer surrounded by conflicting rumors and great controversy, Navlon gained infamy when he was supposedly executed along with his entire village for practicing dark magic. But the truth is far more complicated. At first glance, Navlon appears to suffer from dissociative identity disorder and displays 2 opposite personalities. The reality, however, is not so easily explained. Perhaps it would be better to draw your own conclusions after meeting him yourself. And that, of course, alludes to the nature of him being, you know, a duologue, since he has a hollow personality and he has a human personality. I kind of like the idea of dissociative identity, but you could also bank on the idea that he could be possessed. Either way, meh. Now that door will be opened at a later date. Let's go ahead and just get this big man out of the way. give him a big fight, because again, ogres just need to get out of here. I'm getting a little bit tankier and tankier every time I run into them. And that hitbox is a little bullshit. It's not bad. Because again, they're slow. And if you got big man drawing aggro, or somebody drawing aggro, you will be fine. You will do fine. Everything will be okay. And he is dead now. Illustrating my point. But get that basilisk. Oh, big weird one arm things in there, kind of groaning. Oop. That texture was a little bit weird. Key? Yep, and I tried to do the thing we can do in Forest of Giants where you whack a door and people open it from the other side, but that's not so here. Too many people are doing important research, such as looking over a table forever. Don't you just hate video game tropes like that, where they just look over a table forever and ignore the world around them? I mean, I know some people are like that, but no, don't do that. That was me being a little paranoid. You see, they're not actually part of the world yet, so you can't kill them up there either. Gee, I sure hope no one Kool-Aid Mans me through a wall. Man, my first time playing this game, that annoyed me so much because that was an instant kill because of my health. Like, it would have killed me right here, too. But no, I was able to just barely squeak out of that moment in particular. But yeah, I do like that this is a slight introduction to how these guys can help you in this area. Because you do want them to maybe go to areas you can't access, and they will Kool-Aid Man through something in a blind rage trying to reach you. And I find that to be a little bit interesting. And also, look at this pile of giants. This just suggests that, again, they're doing something with giants. And it's very gross, necrotic, and very inhumane, I'd say. There's already a lot of animosity between humans and giants due to Vendrick waging a war against them from something that he supposedly stole from them, and it'll be covered in better detail once we go into the episode where I do some odd runs and go into some memories, because, again, the goal of this playthrough is to kill Vendrick and have the opportunity to fight Aldia. But in order to do that, certain things have to happen. I have to meet Aldia 3 times. And I have to kill Vendrick before fighting the quote-unquote final boss. And then I'll get an additional final boss that is Aldia. That's what I'd like to do, because I haven't done it yet. I've never fought Aldia. I've fought all the other bosses in the game, but not Aldia. There's also a boss I have not been able to beat yet, and I hope to eventually get the Hones to actually do it, but I don't know if I can. Yawn. But those are the goals as stated here, once again. Oh man, big man. Oh, he can be hit. Oh, we can get this guy out of the way. Go get him, big shield boy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Get him, get him, get him. Charge R2s all day, baby. Oh no, don't let him eat you. Don't do it. I need you. I need you to draw aggro. Oh, thank you. Look at all the souls. Look at all this green necroplasm that Todd McFarlane just bottled up in this area that I've knocked down. Isn't that just the best? I like how close I was to actually getting something that would help this area, in hindsight. Oh well. forget, why did I come back this way? Oh. Did I get it? No. No, I didn't. Yep. Not yet. In the future, this will change. But yep, I just find this area in and of itself to be very kooky because it adds the lighting thing. It adds a area that has corrosive damage to your equipment that would very much fuck you over in a hostile area if you were just doing suicide runs. It has very strange enemy placement, a mechanic where certain enemies can now bust through entire solid walls. It has bosses that have been turned into regular enemy types. And it has the Kool-Aid Man effect, but again, twofold. Imagine dying twice to that. Imagine that just pissing you the fuck off, and then you'll wanna fight him. Now, on an upside, every single time an enemy goes and changes the world by doing that, it is permanent. Like, that wall will now be forever broken. You will never be called the Kool-Aid Man again, because they changed the environment. So, that is progression that is permanent. And I do enjoy that of From Software games, where if an enemy does something in an area, it stays that way forever, because it will not unchange. That progress you make in this beautiful landscape of definitely not the hunter's dream, definitely not, nope, never seen that, will always stay. So, let's talk about this, which is just a low polyed red version of the Drake, the Storm Drake that the Nameless King will ride on. It's essentially the same type of dragon, it's just red. A dragon kept in the enormous cage behind Aldia's keep. It acts presently as the de facto guardian of the path to the dragon's eyrie, and more likely began as an unwilling participant in the experiments conducted at the manor. Now, it's called the Guardian Dragon, but as dragons have been dead for a very, very long time, and even in Dark Souls 1, the dragons and drakes that are around are not fully living in any sense, it stands to reason that this isn't a dragon at all. It could be with all those giants that have been slaughtered, and the kinship between giants and dragons is similar in the Soul series, that maybe, just maybe, the Guardian Dragon is a homunculus, a golem of sorts. Some fleshy confines made by Aldia. And we'll have some conversations about what that might really entail in the future to come. But yeah, this is equivalently someone making a canary and then setting it in a birdcage. It's kind of annoying to fight, but once you get in close, it's not so bad. This is essentially the entire boss fight. It's just running, 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 staying locked off. That'll help you. Staying locked off for as long as possible, and then swing, swing. My general rule... I'm sorry, I thought I was going to sneeze. But my general rule for bosses in From Software games I've discovered is if the enemy is a human and follows the bipedal patterns that human beings follow, lock on. If it is a beast, do not lock on. Why would you lock on for the One Reborn? Why would you lock on for the Tower Knight? Why would you lock on for the Cursed Rod and Greatwood? The answer for all those things is no, you don't. Don't do that. No, no, no. Do it with the Cursed Rod and Greatwood, yeah, if you want to just hit the meaty bit in the center, but still, run away from that concept. Get all that out of there. Enjoy the landscape. We'll be going up there in a little bit because these are all supposed to be leading towards the next area. explaining that the Dragon's Eyrie are just these comically long and ridiculous pillars up in the sky. But hey, I like to think of it more as just the test image for what the Hunter's Dream will look like, because that's infinitely more enticing to me. Also this fucking shit, watch, it's just gonna be me going, who the fuck are you? Silky and smooth and confusing. Bueno. Very nice. Praise, praise, praise the view, praise the view. And up we go, because Aldia made an elevator. That was just my size. And it's a little bit of a long one. So we're gonna keep going. I love the idea of interconnected areas in Dark Souls 1 through 3 and Bloodborne, but I also love that sometimes when they can't really make the area make sense, it turns into the longest elevator ride you've ever seen in a video game that you still control the entire time, because the game was confused on what to do. That tickles my pickle beyond belief, because it turns into, yeah, so the geography of this area is kind of weird compared to the rest of them. How do we connect them? How do we do it, Miyazaki-san?
Well, have you considered using an elevator?
I don't know why Miyazaki had to turn into Richard Nixon. I thought it would be fun. And, well, welcome to the Dragon's Eyrie. We are now there now. The recommended soul level for this, by the way, in the Dark Souls 2 vanilla guidebook that I have, is 100 to 115. Think about that for a minute. I mean, it's pretty. And it's another test for Bloodborne, because this is basically the Nightmare Frontier. But no. Why would you do that?
Bearer of the curse.
Hey.
Long have I awaited one such as you. One who might shatter the shackles of fate. One who can set me free. Bearer of the curse. It was my own manifestation that led you here. The ancient dragon has watched over the world for eons past. Take this. Do not resist. The dragon welcomes you.
So, aged bird feather. Return to the last bonfire rested at. Can be used frequently. The child of the dragon, sequestered away from the world, imagined a world of boundless possibilities at the mere sight of a feather. Which is very cute and poetic, and is a good item. And it will be a quest item for later. Now, when she says the dragon welcomes you, that means the main boss of this area de-aggroes its golden champions aside from the Drake Knights, I believe. So, as we progress through this first puzzly spot, we more or less get treated to a friendly greeting, but there is some caveats here. Just a few. Now, let's go ahead and do some quick errands. For one, let's sort out this problem, because this fucking liar right here, she's actually a traitor. Not so convincing cleric is not convincing. So once you have the crushed eye orb and you have it interact with your miracle vendor, you invade her world as a dark spirit. Now, her emit force is kind of ridiculous. She is a much easier fight than the prior patched version of this game that I tried fighting her in, because all she'll do is heal a bit more than use her ridiculous storms. Like, there was casting bullshit on top of bullshit when I fought her the first time, when this game was still relatively unpatched. And it was horrific. She was going to full health all the time. She was casting a spell that nearly one-shot me everywhere I went. And while that is a little bit annoying, it is easy to circumvent afterwards. And she will weather this out. See, I was able to roll just out of that one with my iframes. That wasn't so bad. And thus, that fight was a lot shorter than the prior one I did. So, now that the Saint's done, bada bing, bada boom. Just a little side quest thing for you to do for isolated PvP with a miracle build. Not ideal, but something you can do. Just to get some business out of the way. She also drops that rotunda key, which you need to transverse the areas. It turns out she could have just done that for free at any point. So honestly, you could kill her if you're willing to take on the sins when you hollow. And just move it at will, which you can now do whenever you want. Like I just did. Because it feels good. Ah, murder, that is just. We like that as a good intermission, don't we? I know I do. Second side thing, since I've leveled up, what I haven't shown yet is that I'm 20/20 for faith and intelligence.
I see it. The darkest spark within you. My name is Falcon. I will trade with you. What do you need? These are for you. Together, into the dark. This man lies closest to the dark. That is why I came here. This kingdom collapsed long ago. All that are left are either undead or hollow. Save a few misfits like myself. I went to a great school in the south, but neither sorcery nor pyromancy appealed. I learned nothing. Nothing at all. It was there that I happened upon the dark. It drew me in, the nebulous dark. Soon I was drawn to this land where dark runs deeper than anywhere else. Hexes originated here in ancient times. They were once a form of sorcery, but the practice was lost, then later rediscovered. Those devoted to hexes are a lonely lot, but nevertheless they give their life to their art. Such is the fate of we practitioners of dark. What drew me to the dark? I do not know. Hexes are more than mere tools to me. I feel affinity, warmth, something universal, nostalgic. Those who discover dark realize this, and they never come back.
So, you know, I actually kind of hate that. With all the NPCs in this game, there's a lot of them that just appear just to say, I don't know why I'm here. And some of that is, okay, hollowing in the undead curse creates this problem identity of amnesia. And the quest we are on is somewhat of a selfish one because we do not care for continuing the Age of Fire, kindling the first flame. We're not about that. We're just here to figure out if we can cure ourselves of the undead curse. It's other people in the game that attach us with a role that's greater than our own, but our character gives no indication that he's truly on a path bigger on his own, aside from some actions just to help other people. And even then, he may be doing it for selfish reasons. So, when more and more characters have the flimsy reasoning of, well, I kind of just did this, and I don't really know why, you start to think, perhaps that's a narrative crutch. Maybe it's because the game had no good reasons for why that person would be there beyond video gamey things. And if you felt that way, you'd be feeling how I'm feeling after hearing Hexerman go, I don't know why I wear this cut-up t-shirt with little Metallica symbols on it. I just thought it would be cool, and so I did it. Is that bad? Do we not like that? Also, welcome to Crystal Lizard Hell. There's gonna be a bunch of them. And now, the critical thing to know about this region, that its entire gimmick, is in order to access the Dragon Shrine, it's actually very easy to reach. When you're exploring the area and doing some cleaning up, the one thing you never want to do is whack those dragon eggs right there. The more dragon eggs you whack, the less likely you'll be able to actually reach the next region. If you just keep crushing dragon eggs with no real reason, when you cross this, there will be a very long and rickety bridge that leads up to that structure right there in the left-hand corner. If you cross that bridge without even bothering to touch the eggs at all, you'll come across fine. It'll be a little bit spooky. Your character kind of gets freaked out very easily by the ricketiness of this bridge, but he will be overall fine. If you smash every single egg in the level, the dragons in the Dragon's Fury will peck you off the bridge or cut the bridge. One of my favorite things is if you destroy every egg, like if you seek and destroy every egg in the level, you will start crossing the bridge. You will seem fine for about halfway. And then after halfway, a dragon from the Dragon's Fury will pick you up by your shoulders, fly very high in the air, and then immediately drop you into the abyss, being a dick. And you will deserve it because you killed their babies. And it is your fault. And I can respect that. I'll get behind that. The thing that's a little goofy about it is that if you just do half, what they'll do is they'll wait till you get across and then they'll start breaking the bridge. And it has that, Ashes of Arianda vibe where you have to make it across without the bridge breaking. Because it's still totally calm. Difficult to time out because your character will immediately do the I've got to poop, help me, I've got to poop run. Like I lost some of the eggs here from just fighting that Drake in particular, from the Drake destroying it. Which I don't believe counted towards my total because I'm pretty sure if it did, after doing this amount of exploring, I would have been fucked, boys and girls. But luckily that did not happen to me, so, oh no, I'll be okay. OBKB. Exploding boys and girls. All in all, I'm also satisfied with Discount Guts. Hooded Guts has so far been a really good character to run with. His armor's pretty rad. He's got good DPS. His coinage grows with the day, which is nice and appreciated. I do like that. Wizard Gutso, don't live. Kill a bunch of dragons, Dragon Slayer. Get out of here. Now, if you take this corner here and you follow through, hey, look, it's one of our old friends from the Undead Crypt. A little magey woman, a little priestess. Yeah, kill her. She heals dragons, and we don't like that because that's bad. Yeah, no, get it out of my game. Get that shit right out of the game. Be gone. I'm glad that dragon didn't give a shit about all that. Casually pokes you with magic aura. Just gonna sleep on it, I guess. I kind of like this area, but again, I'm feeling more and more of certain sections of Dark Souls 2 that were reskinned and recolored and atmosphered up to just become Bloodborne. Like this one, transparently, if you change the rocks to be more cranial and brain-shaped. Hey look, we've got the Nightmare Frontier. Found it. It's kind of the way it goes. But for the most part, I enjoy this latter section. It's not so bad. Even the Dragon Shrine kind of gives me vibes of the area that you go before you find the Great Nemesis with those giant spires in Bloodborne. Shit! I just realized I really haven't worked on the Bloodborne at all. I should probably complete that for the channel at some point. Oh, I must find the I'm so sleepy today. I've been having the worst time sleeping lately when I get out of work. I don't know what it is. I just can't do it. Insomnia. The insomnia is strong in this one. Help. I need somebody. Help. I forget, did I actually make the plunge on this, or did I just opt for now? Oh yeah, I remember I opted for nah, and I just started pecking at him. Because look, he gets so confused by it. I'm a wizard and I do not take risks. Pardon me, boys and girls. I just want to take him down the easy way. He's just so confused. How do I stop this man who's taking me to half of my health? I am dying because some fucking asshole up in a cave is just shooting magic at me. He's shooting armor, weaponized soul energy at my back like 30 times. And now I am becoming the dead. Pretty sure I never came down this jump because I knew I'd miss and immediately die. And that made me paranoid as fuck. And the jingling, the fucking jingling of more of those explosive boys made me uncomfortable this whole time. It's like, they're coming for me, I know it. I can hear you jingle jangle, you assholes. Nearly there. Yep, another Ring of the Evil Eye, Petrified Something, Dragon Bones. That's a satisfying whack if I ever heard one. Just then again, the over-designing of the sound effects to where a sword with fire damage explodes every time it hits an opponent, that's satisfying, right? Just hitting somebody with an explosion, just blowing out the FX sound every single time you swing a sword. That's good. That's good mess, right? That's smexy. Sorta, kinda. Oh no, not my gear. Stop it. And that's why I like the power of intelligence. Repair my shit! I hate repair powder game! The bridge, which I could have just ziplined to. It skipped this entire section. Oh, but I needed to fight a forlorn. Okay. Gee, where will he show up? Oh, over here. Ah, it's the Scythe one, the worst one. Absolute worst one. Just ripping my butthole wide open. This man is. Breaking my shields, I like how our damage was comparable, but he did a lot less work for it. So this is what it's like to fight Sauce Lamel. Man. No, not the butt. Okay, he couldn't get that backstab. If he got that backstab, I would have been DOA. Actually dead in the water. DITW? Oh. Definitely not dead or alive. We're not just weird group physics the game. Am I thinking? No, I'm pretty sure I'm thinking of the right one. Yeah, that's the only one of weird booby physics now that isn't Street Fighter. Because Mortal Kombat's gone and cleaned up that a little bit due to political correctness. It's just an odd turn, but hey, Western developers are Western developers. Oh! Look, it's little baby Aldia head. Hey. Bye, little baby Aldia. So, we've now met Aldia 3 times. We're ever so close in my goal. We're in the Dragon's Shrine, which isn't as bad of an area that I needed it to be. But for farming purposes, I did stay here for a while and kind of unnecessarily killed some enemies. Oh, goodness. It is semi-forgettable in its design itself, as it is literally just, again, kind of a single-tone colored stony crag ruin full of these dragon guys and these drake knights, which are basically big, better, more broken versions of the old knights that you fought at Hyde's Tower of Flame. Except, well, they're not old, they're just big boys. They have a similar moveset, but they're also faster and have more stamina. They just have a little bit less reach. But they are infinitely more challenging and can cast spells from their swords for some fucked up reason. Not sure why they have that ability, but it's just something they do. And those dragon fellows, you may have noticed, did a curtsying dual bow. That's because they will not fight me unless I choose to fight their lord, the ancient dragon. So after any attempt on that boss, these fucking really powerful dragon men will come after you, and it will be a very, very, very bad time. And these guys, they're pretty tough, but it's only because they have strong DPS, but they have just about the same armor class to your level as you would fighting a Hyde, like one of those ancient knights from Hyde's Tower of Flame the first time. Now, I've decided to farm these guys out of the way because I do plan on running a train on the Ancient Dragon when I get a chance. But the thing is, these guys, they're really tough, and they are a bad time. So I recommend kiting them and just working area to area. Clear them out as you can, survive, continue, wax, rinse, repeat, and continue on from there. At least that's what I try to do here. And that about does it for our video today. Thanks for tuning in, and, well, I'll keep working on them, I suppose. Bye.